Okay, so this is another follow-on video for modern Commodore 64 hardware. So a couple of days ago I uploaded a video for the Ultimate 2. Today I'm going to be doing a Plexi Laser case construction. So I'm going to be using my faithful Commodore 64C for this. And I've literally just had in the post the Plexi Laser case for this. So this is going to be a construction video in how to put it together and ultimately how this is going to look. So check this one out. Okay, so if you're thinking about doing this yourself, what you're going to need to do is just reverse the C64 over, and at the bottom just there should be a few screws just there which are pretty easy to open up. So obviously the screws which has just come out, just hold on to those because we're not sure yet if the box actually contains some new screws. And once you've taken those screws out, the C64 case should open up from the front quite easily. And then just gently slide it off from the back because there's a few latches on the back side of the case and you don't want to break those. Now we've got the LED light attached just here, so if you just unplug this one, it's pretty easy to do. And that's the top half of the case removed now. Next thing we want to do is just dismantle the keyboard itself. Now you'll notice there's no shield over this. When I bought this, the silver shielding was removed, which isn't a bad thing. It's recommended not to have those nowadays anyway. So there should be two screws holding down the keyboard, so just undo those. And then we can just take off the keyboard just here, and we also got a cable attaching to the motherboard, so just gently take this one off. That's pretty easy to do. Now finally we need to dismantle the motherboard itself, so there's around 6 or 7 screws on this one. And again, I'm going to just make sure I look after these screws on the motherboard because I'm not sure yet if the new case actually has screws inside of it already. And there we go, so that's the motherboards now removed. Okay, so I've just opened up the packaging. I've got to say this is really well packaged with an extra box inside protecting the plastic casing with bubble wrap and everything else. We also got an instruction manual or a fitting manual just here. So what I'm going to do next then is actually go through the process of putting this together. So each part of the case itself is wrapped in protective film. So what we need to do obviously is just take off this blue film. And inside the packaging we also got another bag full of screws and nuts and everything else that we need. So I'm just going to put these onto the table and keep those safe. It looks like these come with screws, but I'm not sure if they're going to be screws for the actual case itself and also for the keyboard. We also got a Plexi Laser business card in here. Okay, so at this point you're going to need to check your motherboard, and you should have PCB ASSY with a number just there. So in the instructions there's also going to be a number and it's going to tell you how to mount that particular motherboard. Okay, so first of all I'm just going to tighten in this nut just here with a screw. Now if I now match up the motherboard onto what I just screwed in, everything should now be perfectly aligned, which it is. So next thing we need to do is actually put some rubber feet on. So if I just switch this over, in with the package we got some rubber feet here to attach. And next up we need to mount the keyboard holders. Yeah, next up I've got a couple of mounting blocks which I need to put to the front of the base of the case itself. Now these mounting blocks have actually got 2 holes in, so one of these holes is going to hold the panel at the front and the bottom hole is going to be screwed into the base itself. So before I go any further on this, I'm going to just wipe off potential finger marks that I've got on this side, because once we start mounting the motherboards down, not going to be able to get to it easily. So that's the whole point of a transparent case. We obviously want it to look as good as possible without finger marks everywhere. Now I can start screwing in the screws which actually came with this package. Okay, next thing, we need to attach the keyboard to the mouse. And we now got to plug the cable back into the motherboard for the keyboard. Okay, so we're finally on to the top part of the case, and if you order one of these from Plexi Laser, you can actually have engraved your own lettering. So I've obviously gone for Commodore 64, so just gonna unwrap this one. And we also got to attach some of these onto the bottom of the base, so the top of the base can sit down on top of these. Okay, so I've got everything in place now, and we've still got the side panels to unwrap and attach. And we've also got the back sides where the expansion port and everything else is to unwrap. So once all the sides are on, I'm just going to gently push this on top, and everything should now click into place. And we also got the letter light to attach to the motherboard, so I'm just going to open this back up and just attach that. Now finally, we can now start tying in the screws to hold everything together. And that is it for the Plexi Laser Commodore 64. So do I recommend this case? It's pretty sturdy, although I did have a problem when I was opening up one of the packages, where a tiny little piece from the expansion port on the back actually snapped off, which is a little bit annoying, but it's on the back, so it doesn't really show, which isn't a big problem. A little bit annoying. It's around £80, and this one ships from Germany. I'll leave the link in my description, but Plexi Laser also does a range of different cases for the 64 Ultimate case. They also do various other microcomputer cases as well, Stan, so it's worth checking out. You never know, so it might catch your eye. If you didn't check out my Ultimate cartridge the other day, check out that video, and also check out my Modern 64 in 2024 video. The next Commodore 64 hardware video I'm going to upload is the very awesome Lumafix 64, which takes away lines on modern day TV. So check that one out when I release it in a couple of days' time. Check me out on social media. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. And if you've not already done it, don't forget to subscribe and hit notifications so you get to see all my latest Commodore 64 content. So until next time, stay retro.